Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, babies in their diapers, welcome to the Tiberius Show with your host, Tiberius Boy.
That's me, Tiberius.
Today, we're going to talk about some very awesome stuff. We have a video game about being a YouTube star, a book about Star Wars, and we have a totally awesome guest. Today we have the one, the only, the amazing Victor Alvarez!
Thank you for having me today, man.
You're welcome. And Victor is a professional football player for the Orlando Predators. He is the number 44.
It's great. It's great to be here. I appreciate this opportunity.
You're welcome. And today we're going to start off with the video of the week, and this is going to be a stream.
And now it's time for the video game of the week.
Today's video game is YouTube Life. This game is developed by Play Studios. Because it's on Roblox, you are able to play it on PC, Mac, Xbox, and even your cell phone. And it is free.
Free is for me.
That's right. And this is the only game from Play Studios. And boy, do I like it. See, I want to be a YouTube star when I grow up, so I figured I would learn a thing or two. So how to play this game is you press play, and they take you to your apartment. You are able to set up your computer and even upgrade it. You then have to be sure you are ready to shoot a video. First, you have to have enough sleep, then you have to play some games to be happy, and finally, you have to eat to have your energy. So after that, you can make a video. When you select the video game you are going to stream about, you are then told to press different keys like Typing Club. After the recording, you are told to edit the video, and you have to cut it at the right spot. The closer you are to the correct spot, the more viewers you will get. Sometimes your PC might break, and you will have to redo the wires to get it working.
Oh, wow. That sounds interesting.
Afterwards, you get a cell phone, and you are able to vlog to get more viewers. After you get so many viewers, you are able to get rewards and upgrades to your computer. Then you repeat and keep doing it. My dad tried it and said even though parts of it are like what it takes to do your YouTube channel, this game is way easier than the real thing. Just editing only takes 3 seconds in the game, and in real life, it could take 5 hours.
That's crazy. Oh, my goodness.
Yep. But he did say that having sleep and food, as well as being happy with that Disney smile, is very important to having a quality channel. So that part of the game is spot on.
Having a big smile is definitely one of the most important things.
Yep. I give YouTube Life 9 out of 10 stars because I really like getting the upgrades and shooting videos, as well as at least some of the game matches real life.
See DavidSmithLaw.com.
You can call him at 407-801-2667.
Wait, you are not Chuck.
My dad can help when people get hurt. He loves to help people.
If you are ever injured at work or in a car accident, you should call my friend Chuck.
You can call him at 407-801-2667.
That website again is CWSmithLaw.com.
Offices, Orlando.
Does it actually have that much W's?
And now it's time for the book of the week, Star Wars, Absolutely Everything You Needed to Know. This book is written by Adam Bray, Carrie Daugherty, Cole Horton, and Michael Kagi. Let me to the back of the book. In fact, Victor, would you like to do the honors?
Of course. What takes 1,000 years to digest its victims? Which monks keep their disembodied brains floating in jars? Why must Night Sisters take a test of fury? Who cleans the floors of the Death Star? This is everything you need to know about Star Wars.
Nice. Well, this is not an AR book, so you don't get any points for reading it, but it is still a great book. Now, according to Amazon, it is designed for 3rd through 6th grade. I read it, and I can tell you it's really meant for 5th to 7th graders. There is a lot of information in this book. This is not like a normal story book, but instead like an informational book or a research book. So if you are a fan of Star Wars, you know that there are a lot of characters and items used in the films and books. This book is kind of lists a lot of people and things and separates them into the categories. So you got the protectors of the galaxy, and then you got the bad guys, and then you got the weird and wonderful beings, and then you have the movie info, and finally the new era with info of where the new movies are going to go with it.
That's super dope.
Which is really cool. I really like learning about Hera and that she has Liku tentacles. They can be used to grab a hold of things and even do sign language with them. Many of her species were captured by Jabba the Hutt. Well, I learned that there are many different types of stormtroopers, and over time, they improved. I really liked reading the different ways that they improved and the changes in their weapons and training. There was so much stuff in this book. I suggest anyone that likes Star Wars to read it because I learned stuff that was not even in the movies.
Books are always better.
Yep. Well, I give Star Wars absolutely everything you need to know. 11 out of 10 stars because I really want to know who cleans the Death Star. And I found out that it was the MSE-6 droids that looked like little boxes that ran around like a mouse. This was such a good idea. Many years later, now we have Roombas running around in our homes cleaning the floors in our house.
That's facts.
Are our houses the Death Star?
Becoming one soon.
And now it's time for our interview of an interesting person. Today's guest is going to be so much fun. Today we have the one, the only, the amazing Victor Alvarez.
What's up?
What's up? Victor is a professional football player for the Orlando Predators. He is the number 44. So first off, how are you enjoying being on the show?
It's actually a pretty cool experience, like just learning everything that you guys do and learning new stuff that, book of the week, game of the week, and everything.
Yep. So you are a professional football player for the NAL team, the Orlando Predators. How long have you been playing football?
I've been playing football since 5th grade, and I didn't really start taking it serious until 7th grade.
So since my time. So how did you get started playing football?
So my family is not the wealthiest. So like my mom already let us know, like my sister and I, my older sister, that we needed to work more on sports and also have an education as a backup. But it was very important to have that so that way it's easier when we get into college to have something that's college for free.
Yeah.
Everybody loves free.
They do. Well, what college did you go to?
My first college was Southeast Missouri, and then I went to Kaiser University afterwards in West Palm.
Nice.
There's a lot of Kaisers in Florida.
Well, did you get recruited to college from high school?
Yes.
Nice. So a few weeks ago, we talked to one of your teammates, Darren, and he told us a lot of stuff. I'm going to ask you some of the same questions to get your opinions. Is that okay?
Perfect.
Sweet. So how does one go from college football and transition to professional?
So a lot of things that people don't understand is that the game speed is a little faster. Like literally what you expect in college, you see a lot of people that are just playing the sport just to play, and then when you're actually playing professional, that's their livelihood. That's what they're doing for their family. So
True.
They're playing
Life or death situation.
Yeah, life or death.
So a lot of people know about the NFL when it comes to football, but what are the other leagues and how are they different?
I'm just getting myself into the world of all the leagues and stuff. I know about the IFL, the NAL, NFL, XFL, or the USFL. There's a lot of different leagues.
There is a lot. So does it matter which league you play in?
As long as you're getting your exposure, because you can always work your way up. So it doesn't really matter where you start at.
Well, do players sometimes jump from league to league?
Yes. Like, that is something that some people do, not a lot, but just because, you do need time to rest your body and make sure you take care and have, some TLC for yourself.
Yeah. So what is the best part about being a professional football player?
I feel like you get to actually take care of your body. Like in college, you have school and you have football. Some people might have a job, like I did, and it's you're just doing stuff all the time.
Yeah.
So it's good to be able to take care of your body and get right.
So which is the difference between indoor football and arena football?
The field is smaller.
Yeah.
And width-wise and lengthwise, and there's a lot less people.
I saw that. I'm like, this is half of the size of a real football field.
Yeah, the time that the quarterback has the ball is a lot shorter.
Yeah, true. So what type of football is more fun to do, and why?
I'm so used to outdoor football. I'm starting to get used to the indoor league and how that is. I have to, just like I had to learn my love for outside football, I have to learn my love for inside football.
Which is pretty nice. So what position do you play, and why do you like that position? I
play DN and defensive end, and also tight end for indoor, but mainly DN because I like to hit people. It's fun.
Okay, imagine this. You have the ball in your hands, and there are people all around you. What is going through your mind right then?
Just to score, because my biggest thing is just I need to go forward, get as many yards as possible, score, because if not, we're not going to win the game.
True. So you were the number 44. Is there a particular reason, or was that the number that was available when you grabbed the shirt?
Back when I was in my first high school, it's called St. Andrews. I had number 25, and then there's a tradition that the best player that was a sophomore was gonna get it from the senior. So the senior, Jesse Kolinak, he went ahead and gave it to me, and I was just I appreciate it. And when I went to my next high school, I just continued that anytime I went to a different school.
So does it take a lot of training to be able to do this job?
Yeah, because the thing is that you have to make sure your body's right and on point. Sure. Because if you don't, you're gonna end up being just gassed because you're not conditioned enough, or you're gonna get ran over because you're not strong enough, and you just gotta make sure. And plus, you have to also be in your playbook as well.
True. So how many hours a day do you spend training?
I'll probably say about 5, just because sometimes I'll go run, then that's when I'll go. We have 2 hours of practice, and then an hour of meetings, and I do stuff on my own as well.
Yeah. Well, do you have to train classroom style as well to learn the plays?
It just depends on the type of learner that you are. I'm a doer, so I prefer to actually be able to do something outside or on the board when we're actually learning certain plays.
True. So what drives you to get up and go training?
I know what I want. At the end of the day, to truly get there and to be the best that I can be, because I truly love to compete, whether it's video games or board games, actual sports, whatever. It's just something that I truly love. So I know that in order to compete at this level, I have to train at that level.
Mhm. Well, do you have a favorite music that you like to listen to while you're training?
It doesn't matter. One thing that I learned when I was at Southeast Missouri, which shortened they call it SEMO, is that it doesn't matter what music you listen to, because you can listen to a Britney Spears song and just pumping that iron.
Well, do you have to eat a special diet to be a good athlete?
My belief is that you can eat whatever you want as long as you work hard enough.
True. What is the hardest part about being a professional football player?
Personally, I'll say because I am a bit of an introvert, so being out and having people come up to me and is just oh, you play for the Orlando Predators, or who do you play for, and stuff like that. When they see I have we have our works our jumpsuits on and stuff like that in the airport or whatever. I'll say that's probably the hardest thing, because I have to step out of my comfort zone.
Yeah, because you have to go all the way to another place for their home game.
That's it.
Yeah. So kind of run me through it. What kind of tasks does a professional football player do on a normal non-game day?
What I do is I wake up, I go get therapy, I get cryotherapy, probably a massage or something like that, just to make sure that my muscles are loose. And then depending on the day, on a day that I don't get therapy, I'll go ahead and run. But other than that, after therapy, I chill for a bit, watch some anime or something like that. And then I'll go into practice, and then we're done for the day.
Yeah. Well, what is the one thing that you think would make your job easier?
That's a good question. I would say probably if I could teleport places.
That would be fun. That would be
I could
be
just
good.
eliminate all types of traffic.
It's like,
Because,
okay.
yeah, that's the hardest part is just getting there and, like, you know, making sure that, like, you know, everything's on time because...
traffic
Yes,
sucks.
Exactly.
Well, what is the greatest challenge that most athletes are facing today?
I would say probably staying healthy and, like, in a sense of, like, you know, obviously, like, making sure you stretch properly, making sure that, you know, you keep yourself up, like, because at the end of the day, people tend to just want to relax. And, like, you know, especially when you're walking into the professional life as a newbie like me, like, you have to be, like, strict to something or else, like, you know, get in a habit of doing a routine.
Well, what is one thing that you think a good football player has to do to be ready for the professional level?
You just got to train like your butt off. Make sure that, like, you just go as hard as you can because at the end of the day, there's somebody that wants to be better than you or if not already better than you. So you just got to keep going.
Yep. When should someone start to plan for, you know, that professional level? College, high school, or before?
If you're a parent, like, you know,
Yeah.
with the kid that's an athlete, then I'll say you should start before. But if you're the athlete and, like, you don't have any, like, you know, parent that is on that level, then I would say probably, like, middle school-ish is, like, where you should start get things going. I didn't start in reality till about high school.
True. Well, what is your greatest achievement while working in this field?
I mean, I got my first touchdown a few games ago, so I was just like, yes, because I'm a defensive player, so it's like, you know, any lineman that gets a touchdown, you're just like, woo.
Well, do you have any goals in mind for the next 5 years of your career?
So with my career, honestly, I have it to be where I want to go as far as I can with football, and then after football, I'm going to go into, like, the MMA world and try to get that situated and everything, like train and all that stuff, and then after that, go into HR.
Nice. Well, do you have a pregame routine to get you ready for a game?
Yeah, what I normally do is for outside football, I would walk around the field, like, with my shirt off just to get everything, like, you know, situated.
Get some fresh air.
Exactly, and, like, start to sweat a little bit, you know, loosen up. And indoor, I just make sure that I stretch. I get a band, make sure that I activate certain muscles, and, just make sure that I'm loose.
Yep.
That's the biggest thing.
So who helped motivate or inspire you the most in following your dreams?
My mom. And, like, I'll say my mom and my oldest sister because at the end of the day, like, my mom wanted us to be better. So, better than her, essentially, because I was the first boy to graduate college, and my oldest sister was the first girl to graduate college.
Yeah.
So I was just like, you know, that's super dope. And, like, and I just saw how much my mom sacrificed for us. So I was just like, I need to go, like, as hard as I can for her.
Yeah. Well, of all of the famous football players in the world, who do you want to meet in person the most?
That's a good question. I would say probably, like, someone like Ray Lewis. Like, I know back in the day, like, I used to really, like, love Ray Lewis because just he was a hard hitter and, like, just how he spoke and, like, his demeanor and everything.
Mm-hmm. Who do you think was the most underrated player that you have ever played with or against?
That's a good question. I would say probably Caleb Walls. If you haven't known already, he's someone that's on my team. He also played with me at Kaiser. So me and him, we've played together for the past 4 years, and, like, now we're on the Preds together. And actually, his dad was on the Preds too, and, like, number 22.
Nice.
Yeah, he was super dope.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So what is the craziest situation that you have run into while working in your passion?
I'll probably say just, like, dealing with fans, to be honest, because like I said before, just I'm super new to it, so, like, it's very interesting, like, their reactions to actually wanting your autograph and, like, you know, actually wanting to talk to you, take pictures and stuff like that. So
True.
That's what I would say.
So, well, speaking of that, being a famous football player, people all over want to get to know you. How do you deal with all the attention?
I mean, once we're in the heat of the moment, I can talk to you. It's like, it's more so of the initial part that I'm just like, oh, and then, after I have that moment, I'm just like, all right, let's go ahead and finish this conversation.
So what is the weirdest thing a fan has done to get your attention?
I haven't encountered a weird one yet. I haven't. Thank God.
I have. But so when you were a kid, what did you want to do when you grew up? Did you always know that you were going to work as a professional football player?
No, when I was a kid, I didn't know much of what I wanted to do. I was one that just loved cartoons, playing video games, like Call of Duty and all that stuff, and just anime or whatever. So I grew up playing a lot of sports, and I knew that I needed to do something. I wanted to be active.
Mm-hmm. Well, what advice would you give to my listeners if they wanted to grow up and be a professional football player?
I would say to work hard, do it as best as you can, because at the end of the day, not everyone's perfect. We just have to go.
Yeah.
Give it our all, because at the end of the day, it's just something that you can probably bring to the team that someone else can't. And that could be whether it's a voice, whether it's your passion, that could drive somebody else to even go above and beyond for you.
Yeah. What is the best reason for a kid to want to grow up and be in this vocation?
I would say the lessons that come with it, because I feel like sports bring a lot, of life lessons, and obviously the money's nice.
True.
But yeah, I'll say the life lessons is a big thing.
Mhm. Well, what strengths should a kid work on to be, a great athlete?
Conditioning, making sure that you're able to go, the distance, and also making sure that you're able to work out and handle other people's presence, essentially.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you could also you have to make sure that you beat the person in front of you. That's the biggest thing.
Now, just imagine you were in charge and you could only change one rule for the game of the football. What rule would you make or change?
That's a great question. I honestly would say probably the amount of steps that you take when you hit a quarterback, because when they throw the ball, it's you're right there sometimes. I just want to just hit them so hard, because personally, I really like to go after them, and it makes your whole team hype when you get a hard hit, and there's times where you're right there, and if you're in that two-step distance and you're not in that two-step distance, it's bad.
Yeah. Well, if you could go back 10 years and tell yourself something, what would it be?
It would probably be more about life skills, making sure that I know what to do with finances, making sure that I know how to approach some girls, stuff like that, and probably the Powerball numbers, but you never know.
That's smart. Well, what was the first job that you ever had?
My first real job, I'll say, was a beach valet in Boca Raton, Florida, and it was hard because I also had football practice. It was during the summer, and you have practice, going straight to work after that on the beach is
True.
It's like a sand workout, like a beach workout, and you're just oh, it's so hot.
True. Well, was there anything you learned from that job that helped you to be a better football player?
It's essentially another workout. So, I feel like any time that I had practice and then work, it was a form of discipline, because, at the end of the day, I needed to make sure that I kept up with that and made sure that I did what I needed to do. Staying disciplined, just in general.
Okay, so you were in a new season with the Predators. When is your next home game?
It's actually July 1st against the Jacksonville Sharks at 7:30.
Nice. So what is the best reason for my listeners to run to the jungle and get a ticket to the next home game?
Best reason is come out, watch. You'll see. We're going to go ahead and ball out. play hard, definitely win.
Sweet. Well, what is the biggest mistake you ever made, and how did it change you as a person?
That's a great question. I'll say my biggest mistake that I've ever made is just, not listening to, like, how my mom just, like, broke down on things and, like, made sure that I listened, like, paid attention pretty much. And, like, about just little things. The little things are always the most important. So, if you want an example, it's more so, like, doing stupid things in school, being a class clown or something like that. It's not the best thing all the time, but, yeah.
True. So, when you're not working as a professional football player, what do you do for fun?
Watch anime. I play video games, whether it's shooting or fighting, like Mortal Kombat or something like that. I hang out with friends, family, and listen to music.
Sweet. What is your favorite charity that you like to support?
My favorite charity is anything to do with, like, autism, because a wristband that I have right here is autism awareness. My little sister's autistic, and I do my best to try to support and, like, help out whenever I can.
Nice. Okay. Now can you tell me that one story? Remember, this is a kid's show, but that one story, well, that you're not supposed to tell me about. Come on, you can tell me.
Well, I'll give you a fun fact. And I think I've done it for about 3 years. Ballet. Mm-hmm. I've done it so that way I can help with, flexibility, balancing and stuff. And it low-key is hard.
Yeah,
like,
it's hard.
What was that movie with The Rock? Game Day?
I don't know.
I believe it's Game Day, like, where The Rock did, like, some ballet stuff. And, like, and it was just, like, he was showing how hard it was because, you got to actually do some stuff.
It's truly hard.
Yeah.
Well, do you have a website or Facebook for my listeners who want to follow you?
I have an Instagram that the handle is big_Vic44, and my Facebook is also my first and last name, Victor Alvarez, with Jr. at the end.
Nice. Well, what's that one question that you think I forgot to ask you?
I'd probably say my weight.
How much do you weigh?
245. Did you think I weighed that much? How much did you think I weighed?
Oh, it's 200.
Okay.
Well, thank you, Victor, for being my special guest. Can you stick around for Math Corners?
Of course.
Sweet.
Mid-State Fire has been providing top-quality fire equipment services for 3 generations to the Central Florida area. Don't wait for an emergency to repair. Call Mid-State Fire today at 407-246-8855. Get your fire extinguishers and emergency lighting for both your home and businesses by visiting www.midstatefire.com. That number again is 407-246-8855.
Tiberius' favorite subject, it's Math Corners!
Thank you, Victor, for helping me with Math Corners. This week, we're going to do some more multi-step word problems. My dad loves showing me how math can be used in the real world. Today, we're going to talk about lemonade.
Lemonade?
You heard me right, lemonade. Roseanne takes 1.5 liters of strawberry lemonade. She pours 1/4 of a liter of lemonade into a thermos to take to the park. Her brother drinks 2/5 of the remaining lemonade. How much lemonade does Roseanne's brother drink?
I don't know.
Well, this is a real-world situation because some people really do drink strawberry lemonade. Mm-hmm. But I'm not sure about drinking exactly a fraction of a drink. I'd like to drink the whole thing. But let's try to solve it anyway.
Okay.
So first we make an equation. This one's pretty straightforward. First we subtract the amount saved to the park. So you have 1.5 minus 1/4 of a liter, which you have 1.25 or 5/4, and then you have to multiply that by 2/5. So 5 times 2 is 10, and that is over 4 times 5, which is 20. So 10/20 is 1/2 liters.
Okay.
Well, that was so easy, I did not even know how to make a real equation. Don't tell my dad. So Victor, do you now know all about solving multi-step word problems?
Yes, but I prefer to write them down.
Same here. My teacher said that I would use math every day. Do you use math while working as a professional football player?
Yeah.
How?
So since I'm on the defensive side majority of the time, it depends on how I approach, the person who has the ball carrier. And it could be whether or not, the angles, or obviously if I'm on offense and I'm playing tight end, how many yards I have to go in order to get, certain routes going.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you so much, Victor, for your help with Math Corners.
Of course, no problem.
And now it's time for the Heart of a Lion. As you know, we talk about the qualities of living by the heart of a lion, which stands for leadership, integrity, obedience, and nobility. This week, we're going to talk about nobility. For me, I think nobility is remembering we are God's special possessions and acting in a noble way, showing courage and honor. The qualities of nobility are goodness, virtue, honor, generosity, and selflessness. So this week, I was at the park and saw a little girl playing by herself. She looked like she was only 3 or 4 years old and really did not know what to do on the playset. So I showed her how to use the bridge, and she chased me back and forth over it. And I showed her the slide and just played with her for a bit. Her mom told my dad that most kids wouldn't do that. She said that she thought it was very generous and selfless to spend time with her daughter. I did not really think about it. I was just trying to show her how to do some fun stuff at the park. Well, my dad told me that was nobility and was proud of me. So I guess in a way it is.
Yeah.
So Victor, did you see or use nobility at all this week?
Yeah, even when I was going to the store and stuff like that, there's people that are on the side of the roads and stuff. I'll go ahead and give them some money just because, if I have it, I don't mind giving it. And even in the sense of football, I view nobility as just allowing people to, allowing to do stuff so that way your teammates can go ahead and succeed. Mm-hmm. Because, I can go ahead and put myself in a bad spot so that way my teammate's in a good spot.
Yeah. Well, of all of the Heart of a Lion virtues, which virtue is your favorite?
I would probably say integrity, just because I feel like it coincides with you being what was the word? With you being accountable. And holding yourself accountable is
nice.
One of the biggest things that you should, do.
Nice. Well, we should always try and be lion strong in everything we do, shouldn't we?
Yes.
The Tiberius Show would like to thank Boggy Creek Airboat Adventures for being one of our sponsors. I got to go on an airboat and saw a real gator. I even got to go to the gem mine and mine for some gems. We ate a steak dinner at the restaurant and even got some gator rights. If you want to have a blast with the entire family, I suggest you go to www.bcairboats.com right now. Get your tickets today. The website again is bcairboats.com.
And that's our show, folks. I want to thank the one, the only, the amazing Victor Alvarez for being on my show.
Thank you for having me, boss.
You're welcome. And it has been so much fun talking to you today. I think we learned a lot about what it's like to be a professional football player, and I can't wait to see you play at the next game in the jungle with the Orlando Predators.
If you want to check out the Orlando Predators, make sure you go ahead and look them up. And if you want to check me out, like I told you before, Instagram, big_Vic, VIC, 44.
Nice. And also, you can find me on Facebook and Instagram at The Tiberius Show. And please be sure to visit The Tiberius Show on YouTube and like and subscribe. Also, be sure to listen to us next week on The Tiberius Show with your host, Tiberius Boy.